So here we are, morning chores. We're just finished up. We're letting the cows out. So we have what's called a tie stall barn where the cows are tied up during the day for a portion of the day. And then we let them out every day for about an hour or two to get their recess. And they're usually pretty eager, like most students and workers, to get a break off of work. So we let them out, and then what we'll do is we'll actually clean the mangers. That's kind of like their dinner plate. We'll clean that up so that they can get a fresh meal when they come back in. And we will clean their stalls, which is like their bed, and we'll clean the aisle where Fern there is standing. And so it'll be nice and clean. We're going to get that done, right, Liam? All right. You going to go get your shovel and your wheelbarrow? Okay. So we've got Liam, he's pushing, cleaning the mangers, working as hard as he can. He's going to push all the feed onto a pile so then he can come through with his wheelbarrow and load it all up. You can see the edge of the wheelbarrow way down there. He does a good job. We've got Austin over there, he's doing a pretty good job too. And I'm in the middle of scraping the aisle, so cleaning where the cows stand and all of that. So now Liam's loading up his wheelbarrow with the silage that they've pushed onto a pile in the manger. That's what we call where the cows eat. Their dinner table, you might say. And he's going to carry the extra feed outside, where we'll then scoop it up. And we've got Austin, he's got his bigger wheelbarrow moving silage. And then I will scoop it up with the skid steer later, and we will feed it to the heifers way yonder behind that blue bin. So Liam's coming back to get his next wheelbarrow. So the blue things that you see, those are drinking cups, and they actually have the water that the cows are going to drink. And so all they have to do is just push this red nozzle here, and then water comes out, and they can get fresh water. Yep. And these are our stalls. There's 62 stalls in the barn and one maternity pen back there in the corner for calving. And Liam's got his next wheelbarrow, and he is headed off to dump it out. Look at that, he even beat Austin. Now I'm going to lime the aisle. This is just limestone, it's just crushed rock. We put this on the aisle so that it creates a gritty surface, so the cows, when they come in the door back in the barn, it gives them better traction, just like we put sand on our roads in the wintertime to give us better traction. That's exactly what we're doing here. So back down the other side and put some more lime down. So here's a look inside of our TMR. This is TMR stands for Total Mixed Rations. What happens is we're able to dump all of our feeds in. We can bring some in on this conveyor here. We can just throw some in just right here. And what this does is the apron just keeps rotating the feed, and there's actually an auger way up front here that stirs and mixes a lot of the feed. So this way the cows get a well-balanced diet. Just kind of imagine it as just one gigantic tossed salad. And then right now Austin is loading up the feed cart, so we're emptying it out. So it's coming out of the TMR, going up this conveyor, and then falling into the feed cart. And this will be used to then feed it to the cows. Right, Liam? Do you know how to drive the feed cart? Yeah, you do. I didn't know you knew how to drive that. So Austin's got it filled here. So we have a scale over here on this side that we're able to keep track of the weights so that we know how much of each ingredient goes in, because we make sure we get that balanced to get the protein and energies matched, and then how much to feed to the cows. So in that feed cart, there's roughly how much feed, Austin?
About 800 pounds.
About 800 pounds. And that'll be enough to feed about 15 cows for about half the day. So you're talking about 1,600 pounds roughly to 15 cows a day. So these cows are eating over 100 pounds of feed in an entire day. And at the same time, they're going to be drinking somewhere between 30 and 50 gallons of water coming out of those drinking cups. So it's important that we keep really good, fresh quality feed in front of them and fresh, clean water, because that's very important to the cow, so she can continue to maintain her body condition and also produce milk. And if they're pregnant, support the calf that might be inside them. So you can see it's just an electronic driven cart here. It's got an apron inside it that just lets everything roll out of it. And a drive wheel. 2 different buttons control it. And Austin did a really good job not to hit the wall that time, so not that that ever happens, right, Austin?
Nope.
Never. Alright, then Austin's going to go back and he's going to load it up with another load to feed silage on the other side. On this side, that's right. You know what to do. So we now have the barn all cleaned. We've put lime down on the aisle. That's the middle part here between the gutter grates. And then the platform here where I'm standing. These are actually rubber mats that the cows lay on. So they're not laying on concrete. We've actually put rubber mats in. If you kind of imagine them as just kind of like one gigantic super cushiony yoga mat that the cows are laying on. And then we also put some dry sawdust underneath them. That's what this stuff is here. This helps keep them dry, also adds a little bit of cushion. This is one way that we kind of try to help keep the cows clean and comfortable. Because clean and comfortable cows produce healthier, cleaner, and larger volumes of milk. So we do our best to make sure that they are always comfortable. And I'll answer this question right away. So these silver things that are on top of the cows here, where they'll be standing, those are actually called cow trainers. We use those so that when the cow has to go to the bathroom, she arches her back, and her back then will touch these pokey things, and there'll be a small electric shock then that'll make her back up so that she will then go to the bathroom in the gutter. Right, Liam? That's the plan anyways. Doesn't always happen, but that's what we try for. So yeah, these are the gutters. This is what carries the manure out of the barn. It's just kind of a big chain underneath there, and it carries it all to that end of the barn where we have a pit, and then it's pumped outside into a large lagoon that stores our manure until the springtime and the fall. We do it twice a year. We haul that out onto the fields and use that for nutrients for our crops. So that's that. Right, Liam? Did I miss anything? Did I get it all?
Yep.
Okay. So in case some are wondering where are the cows if they're not in the barn, they're in our roofed cow yard out here. We just put this up last fall. So on days like today when it's just kind of wet and sprinkly out, they still have a nice place to come out here and exercise. We also have a brush over there that Yaima is enjoying. It's not a fancy motorized brush. I'd like to get him a fancy motorized brush, but the girls and I made an agreement that they're not going to get a brush until they start pumping a few more pounds, and then I'll reward them with a nice motorized brush. But until then, they get to use this nice back scratcher, and they really love it, getting some of the old hair and dirt off their backs and just really scratch on that spot that you just really want to get. So they're out here just kind of enjoying their recess time, getting a chance to kind of walk around, stretch their legs. We like to do that twice a day. So they get to mingle and talk with their friends. Right, Liam? This is kind of like recess for cows.
Yep.
Yeah. And so while they're out here, we'll feed them some hay that they can munch on if they're hungry. So now we've got the barn all ready, the cows all fed. We're going to let the cows back in the barn. So just as eager as they were to get out of the barn, they're just as eager to get back in. So sometimes they need to know the gate's open. So the cows are all back in the barn here. A lot of them are eating their feed, and some of them are waiting for us to come around with what we call their top dress of protein and corn. So there's already protein and corn in the TMR that we fed to them, but there's some cows that they give more milk, they're more productive, so we give them a little bit more. Kind of think about it as professional athletes. They consume different amounts of food to meet their nutrient requirements, and some cows are better milk performers than others, and so we've got to give them extra to boost them and keep them going, keep them healthy. So Austin and I are gonna top dress now. Got one pail of corn and one pail of protein. Austin's got the corn. This is just finely ground corn that we've taken, ground it up. And then this is protein meal that is made from soybeans. So we're going to go ahead and top dress that. Throw a couple scoops.